We want to get to a developing story in D.C. Street performers and protesters, we know they often provide the soundtrack of the city, but this afternoon, a D.C. council committee took the first step toward limiting how loud all that noise can be, especially in residential areas.
Yeah, Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Fleck has been reporting on D.C.'s noise issues for months. It's really been an illuminating series of stories, and this is the latest on today's move by the D.C. Council. So, Flack, we're talking about good news for these neighbors who brought their complaints to you after they claimed the district failed to act.
And failed to act for some time, Les. In fact, this is an issue that has been plaguing some D.C. neighborhoods for years. People in D.C.'s Kalorama neighborhood came to me back in October, upset over megaphone-fueled early morning protests just steps from their home outside the Chinese ambassador's residence. We measured noise levels just after 7 a.m. in excess of 100 decibels. We later discovered people in the Barnaby Woods neighborhood who live near the spokesperson for the State Department are dealing with separate noise concerns over protests. People in both neighborhoods say they aren't even the target of the protesters, but they are paying the price. After our series of reports, D.C. Council passed emergency legislation to bring some relief to those neighbors, restricting the use of megaphones in residential neighborhoods from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The emergency legislation was only good for 90 days, though, so this afternoon, D.C.'s Council Committee on Public Works and Operation advanced a permanent bill from D.C. council members called the Amplified Sound Mitigation Act of 2024. It would take those emergency megaphone restrictions in residential neighborhoods and make them permanent.
Research has consistently shown that prolonged exposure to excessive noise can lead to serious health issues, including increased stress levels, sleep disturbances, and cardiovascular problems. Our residents have the right to reasonable peace and quiet in their homes and neighborhoods, and I think that this bill seeks to protect through sensible sound level standards.
The bill also requires street performers who do have a proper license to follow decibel limits and certain hours for performances. The Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection will be responsible for enforcing the new act if passed. The first offense would be a warning, but continued violations could result in a megaphone or sound amplifying device being confiscated by the district. The bill now goes to a full council vote early next year on whether it will become law, and at that point we are expected to hear a little bit of pushback about First Amendment concerns. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, so it sounds like the council's trying to find that common ground here, if there's any.
Yeah, but it's deeply impactful, right? If you live in those neighborhoods, even if it's 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., that's still a lot of noise.
Imagine it with your neighborhood.
Yeah, if you're not the target, especially.
We know you'll keep following it, Eric. Thank you.